I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box with our owners.
Yo, what's up, Broskiis? Coming at you with another deck profile. Something kind of cool I cooked up. Coming off of me and Kane did a back-to-back tournament. One was like a little locals tournament. One was a box tournament. Box tournament, not gonna lie, we kind of scrubbed out. I think we definitely took the wrong decks. I'm gonna get Kane come on here and like profile his pretty soon, and he'll kind of explain what happened with him. But ultimately, his deck was hit by the ban list like literally the week of, and we scrambled to put something together. Weren't quite prepared. Night before at locals, I took Code Talkers. I did pretty good at that, and then I chose to play Branded at the case tournament. I thought that would give me the best shot to win, but literally every match was like a Branded mirror match. It was just mind-numbing at the end of the day. So didn't do too well, but I'm gonna profile this. I didn't take this one. I played Dynamorphia Branded at the case tournament. Like I said, didn't go so well, but I'm gonna show you this one. Bringing the Code Talker too, because I think that is a pretty insane list. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into this one. So this is my take on Dogmatika at the moment. Matter of fact, I might actually take this to the next event I go to. I've been testing this one out quite a bit. I mean, I like it. So Yugioh, the Virtuous. I don't have the new Yugioh card. If I had 3 of that, I would play this. I mean, obviously in tandem with it, but I have a couple of different choices that probably don't make sense unless you kind of know. You know, if I hadn't, it wouldn't have made sense if I hadn't have prefaced it with the fact that I don't own the new Yugioh cards. But as you know, this can't be destroyed by battle with a monster, special from the extra deck. If a monster is special from the extra deck on the field, you can special this card from your hand. Also, if this card is normal special, just go ahead and add one of those Dogmatika cards from your deck to your hand. But for the rest of that turn, you can't special summon from the extra deck. Doesn't really matter. Usually we're just setting up turn 1 to turbo into Winda and pass, and then kind of control the game under Winda and your power trap cards. This is probably a little different. Triple Dogmatika Fleur de Lis. We just need to beat over things. The power level in this deck isn't that high. Fleur de Lis is pretty much a 3k body, because he's 25, but as soon as he declares battle, he pumps himself up by 500. So, I mean, that's an easy crash over something. A lot of the boss monsters in decks like currently are like 3k or less. And he's a monster negate, so pretty nice. And if a monster is special from the extra deck, you quick effect, you can special this card from your hand. Then, if you control another Dogmatika monster, you can negate the effects of one face-up monster on the field until the end of this turn. So pretty sweet. Like I said, I don't have the new Yugioh, so I am playing Dogmatika Asian. I mean, this is not like ideal, but I thought this is okay for what it was. So basically, if a fusion, synchro, disease, or link monster is sent to the graveyard, except during the damage step. So, you know, you can punishment. If this card is your hand, you know, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one Dogmatika card in your graveyard, except this card, add it to your hand. So it's a good way to get like a Yugioh back in hand. Fleur de Lis if they already added it. And then go from there. And also, if you pick up Fleur de Lis back from the graveyard off this card effect, and they control a special summon monster, you know, you go from there. You know what I'm saying? Also, what this card can do is, if this card is special summon from the hand, you can target one. I already said that. Add to your hand. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can make all Dogmatika monsters you control gain 500. So your opponent has to be wary of that, because things can get out of control pretty quick. So if they declare an attack on this Asian and you have Fleur de Lis face up, Fleur de Lis is going to get buffed by 5, and then on the crackback, if they haven't killed your Fleur de Lis is going to go up to 35 if he hadn't been boosted already. So the one Maximus, obviously you can special summon this card by banishing one fusion, synchro, disease, or link monster from your grave. You can activate this effect, send 2 monsters with different names from your extra deck to the graveyard as you know, with Dogmatika, that's pure advantage. Also, your opponent sends 2. Not as good now that everybody knows it's coming. I don't think everybody has the Nova and Intis in their extra anymore, but I could be wrong. I haven't seen it in a while. Triple Fallen of Albaz, super budget now. This whole deck is super budget. This is just crack boards or normal special. It's just a super poly. At the worst case scenario, it baits in a gate. Triple Ash, great. One of the only things that hit Branded Fusion right now. I swear every game I had, I didn't play this one like I said, but I've Brent Ash in every single deck. Every time I played against Branded and they fired off Branded Fusion, I always had the Ash. So RIP to them. Still finding a way to lose though. DD Crow's crazy in this format. Hit their target off Branded in red. 1 Pinker Tops. It's just good to main board. It's a free special summon, especially if it goes second. Like it baits in a gate, you can crack into a board. Usually you can get rid of like 2 things for 1. So it's pretty good. So you usually if I have to go second and I hard draw Pinker Tops, I can like smack over something, or if they like start a chain, I'll just chain pink. At the end of it, pop something, and then the rest of their stuff resolves with me having nothing on the field, and then I can continue my plays. So it's pretty nice. Double Servant. Obviously send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then add 1 Dogmatika monster or Fallen Abaz from your deck or graveyard to your hand that has attack less than or equal to. But for the rest of the turn, you can special summon monsters from your extra deck. So, next up, triple tactic talents. I don't like running 3. I'll run 3, like the 3rd in the side. I just don't like having 2 tactics in hands, because you can only activate it once per turn. But this card's pretty insane. Not so much to say, like Snatch Steal, draw 2, confiscation on 1 card, double Pot of Avarice. We just want to shuffle back our deck really and our extra deck, so we can just keep recycling the same like combo lines over and over again. Next up, Forbidden Chalice. This is really good. This is like a I don't want to say it's like a better imperm, but it's pretty good because like you can activate your effects. Like, you know, you can normal summon, activate your effects, and when they go to negate it, like you chain Forbidden Chalice to their monster or stuff like that. But if you have like a body on field, you can't like, you know, imperm it because you already control face-up monsters. So Forbidden Chalice is really nice in like those type of scenarios. You know, you bait them into like trying to negate something of yours. So that's like, I kind of count it as a hand trap, so we're like at 8. Double Twin Twisters. Sometimes you can preemptively go after like the Branded Red. Flunderies plays like back row. You can preemptively hit that trap card, whatever it is, or the field spell. Just get that shit out of here. Harpy's Feather Duster, same thing. Make them preemptively use their shit, because you know they don't want to. Next up, triple Dogmatika Punishment. Not much to say. Just target 1 face-up monster you control in the field. Send 1 monster with an equal attack higher from your extra deck to the graveyard. And if you do destroy that monster, unfortunately, it targets. I had to find out that way against that Guardian Chimera card. In my Code Talker deck, I played Crackdown, flip Crackdown. Crackdown targets, and then I read the bottom line, cannot be targeted by card effects. So I was like, damn. So I have to remember that if I play this deck next time. 1 Dogmatika counter, like no one plays this card, but it's like fine. You could definitely make space. There's a lot of room in this deck. Well, a couple cards you could play around with. Like you cut down the Asians and like the 1 encounter to play Ice Dragon's Prison. I have 3 of those. I play them in the side, but I like this card because you can just activate one of these effects, especially when 1 Dogmatika monster or Fallen Abaz from your hand. So, you know, you can set that off with Yugioh if you have like Fallen About in your hand. It's kind of crazy. Or you can add to your hand or special summon one Dogmatika monster or Fallen About from your grave. It just helps recycle your cards. It's fine. I'm not gonna say like that trap card's broken or anything, but it's pretty nice. Triple Imperm. That pretty much puts us at 11 main deck hand traps if you count the 2 Forbidden Trials. This is basically, like I said, Forbidden Trials is like sometimes better Imperm. Imperm's like almost always better Imperm though. If that makes any sense, because you know you can play it on your opponent's turn, you play it on your turn as long as you aren't committed to a face-up monster. So Imperm's pretty nice. Double Strike obviously because we want to go first, and it's a good going second card, believe it or not. One Yooo Broskiis. This deck's super easy turboing into Winda. Winda kind of ends games like this format. Let's play an Eldritch and they just like clear it. So going to the extra, one Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon, one Lubellion, Searing Dragon. Y'all already know what these do. Titaniclad is pretty old, so pretty much we send this off Dogmatika Punishment to go get another Dogmatika card or special summon a Fallen About to continue cracking their board. Mirror Jade, we don't like these two. We don't use the same combo line as far as like a pure branded deck goes, because most of the time you're going into Lubellion into Mirror Jade, banishing like a card on your field like turn 1 or so, and then like, you know, sending the Albion, setting branded in red. We aren't really doing all that because as you see, we don't play branded red. We're basically going into Mirror Jade off Fallen About, and we're using the banishing effect to crack our opponent's board by banishing a card, and then sending a card from our extra deck to just generate advantage for next turn, whether that be adding a Dogmatika card or getting another Fallen About to go back into their board. Also, Mirror Jade's pretty nice because if it's sent from the field by an opponent's card effect, it just destroys all monsters your opponent controls at the end of the turn. So pretty nice. One Albion. I mean, I don't know if this card is sent to the graveyard because it was sent there this turn. You can add to your hand one branded or set. That's never gonna happen. Most time, what's gonna happen is we're gonna this is super easy to go for a game. So you can go Fallen About, like suck up one of their cards. If it's a light card, you suck it up, go into Albion effect, fusion summon again for Titaniclad. Most of the time Titaniclad's going to be at least at 35, 35, 25, you know, you're looking at a 6k to the face. Most of the time we're doing that with it. Next up, Triple Entis, you already know. Just pops, free pops. Dogmatika clears, then Entis clears. Drax to Pelio, 2 of them things. I need to trade one of these out for a Starving Venom. I might even put a like Guardian Chimera in here because you can super poly using Guardian Chimera. So I might take one of these out. One App Cologne, one Winda, one Abyss Dweller, and one Agnister. One Pegasus. If you don't know, you can banish a card, then target one card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. Nice little removal. Unfortunately, it targets, but it doesn't destroy. Window, you already know. You can only special summon once while this card's face up on the field. So that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video if you like the video, and I'll let you know how it performs. I'll give you the update on it. And next time I'll go through the side deck. So like I said, subscribe for more content, like the video. We'll see you next time.